Yo, yo. Guess who's... Excuse me. Today is my last day as a nurse for 3 months. I am in Columbia, South Carolina. And it's like the calm before the storm. So we're gonna be getting some wind. Hurricane Florence, it's probably not gonna make it our way till maybe Friday, Saturday. But yeah, man, this is my last day as a nurse this year, working as a nurse at least, and I am excited. Just talking to my wife. One of them patients gonna be like, "Can I have a pain pill?" And I'm gonna be like, "Pain pill? That ain't no problem. That ain't no problem." Cause yeah, I'm about to go through my chaplain basic course. So that's gonna be 3 months of active duty time while I am here at Fort Jackson. So the good news is, even though they're making us stay in the military's quarters, my family's still here. So it's gonna be a lot of people that won't see their family for a few months, but my family's local. So it's pretty cool, right? But hey, a lot of these guys are coming off the street, don't got no kind of military experience, so it's kind of gonna be a shock to the culture for some of them. But I done already been through basic training, so probably like the first month where they're trying to teach these ministers of the gospel or whatever faith they have, while they're trying to teach them how to become soldiers. It's gonna be interesting to see people just lost in the sauce, right? But yeah, man, I'm excited. I have 2 more semesters of seminary left, so if everything goes as planned, I will be graduating seminary school August of next year. So obviously I can't take any classes this fall because I'm gonna be in my chaplain's basic course, but come January and that spring semester and summer semester, man, I'm about to push the pedal to the floor, right? I'm about to be done with seminary school next year, Lord willing, and be dropping my packet to be an official chaplain. Right now I'm a chaplain candidate, but I'm gonna be a chaplain, y'all. Next year I'm gonna be a chaplain in the military. So, man, I'm excited about that. Appreciate everyone's support who has kind of followed my journey. Yeah, man, I'm just kind of full off of life right now. I'm excited about what God has for me, my household, my wife, my children. Because at the end of the day, my desire is to do the will of my Father, the will of Him who sent me, the will of Him who saw fit to allow me to exist in the earth. And my heart, my mind is to do His will and to serve God with my whole heart, my whole mind, my life. Because I understand that my life is not my own. You know, me being a military chaplain, future military chaplain, right? You know, I get people all the time that's like, man, that couldn't be me, and I couldn't do that, or, you know, just, they would make these statements as if, I don't see how you do that, man, I couldn't do that. And it's like, my life is not my own, and on some level, it's almost as if I don't have a choice in the matter. If I have abandoned my will to the will of Him who sent me, then it's not up to me if I've committed to obey him and the instructions that he's laid out for me. So it's not about me, and it's not about what I want. But not only that, man, I'm actually excited to be doing this. So it's not like it's something that I am doing reluctantly. You know, in the presence of the Lord, there's fullness of joy. And so when you are doing God's will for your life, regardless of what your situation, your circumstances look like, you will be able to have joy. I mean, the Apostle Paul penned some of his letters from prison, and he was still in good spirits. You got people that they would gladly die for this gospel. So if I do find myself overseas, deployed in combat type situations, I have a peace that surpasses all understanding. And I know we don't like to think about things of that nature and talk about stuff like that, but I have peace that surpasses understanding. And so regardless of what my situation looked like, because I know him and my trust is in the one who has the ability to decide where my soul spends eternity, my faith is in him. We gotta just come up, man. We just really gotta come up a little higher in our thinking and our understanding. Because we live such self-centered, selfish lives to where it's about self-preservation, and that is completely opposed to everything kingdom. Like the song says, my life is not my own. Like the word says, if any man decides to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his own cross, and follow me. And a lot of us, we say that we're followers of Christ, but we really don't walk in his ways. So if you are a follower of Christ, but you're not walking in his ways, then who or what are you really following? You might be following yourself and talking a good game and thinking that you're building some intellectual argument to convince yourself that you're following him, but in reality you're not. You're kind of just doing your own thing and hoping God breathes on it, instead of getting to a place of submission and abandonment of self, to where it's like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? And so often we only seek the Lord when it comes to major decisions, instead of how he wants to talk to us and move through us in our everyday lives. And that's the gap that we have to bridge in our Christian lives. I'm just rambling, man. This stuff is in my spirit. Like, this isn't something that I have thought about in advance. This is stuff that's just in my spirit as I am on my way, going to work. And so we got to come up, man. We got to come up higher in our thinking and our understanding. Romans says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How many of us can just look at our behavior and there's just no distinction? I was talking to one of my buddies who is also a minister and chaplain candidate. We serve at the same unit, and he was just telling me about some of the background when Paul penned 1 Corinthians, or what we call 1 Corinthians, right? when he penned that letter, he was the backdrop of Corinth, right? Was almost like a Las Vegas. And he was basically correcting them in how they were living, because it was almost difficult to distinguish the Corinthians from believers, because the believers looked so much like the culture that they were in that there was no true distinction. So if the world was involved in sexual immorality, then the church was involved in sexual immorality. If the world was involved in drunkenness, then the church was involved in drunkenness. There was no distinction. And that's what the word holy means. It means to be set apart. If someone is telling you to be holy, that means to be set apart. To be set apart for God's use, His purposes, His will. Like, God sets you apart. He distinguishes you. So we just got to get to a place to where we really become hungry for the things of God, man. And that our meat, our potatoes, is to do the will of Him who sent me. It's to do the will of Him who sent you. Like, that should be your meat. And so this is about relationship. And if you are listening to this and you're offended, it's kind of hard to get offended, man. I done heard some preachers out there that if y'all offended with this, y'all would really be offended with people who have a much heavier, weightier glory than what I have on my life. So if y'all offended with me, man, you really just don't even have a prayer life, like, for real. Because I like to think that I'm very gracious. Not saying that others aren't, but yeah. And so, ain't nobody mad but the devil and your flesh. Like, for real. Like, your spirit should not be mad at this. Especially if you're born again. If anything, you should feel hungry. You shouldn't feel guilty, condemned. Your spirit, you should feel hungry. Like, man, I'm starving spiritually and I need to do something about it. I need to eat. So, anywho, I'm just about at work. I did not plan on getting on this video and just talking for about, 13, 14 minutes. Like, I really did not plan on doing that. Wow. So yeah, y'all keep your boy lifted, man. Some things are shifting in my life and my household, and all good stuff, right? It's all good stuff. Like, don't be worried. Just pray for me, man. Just keep me lifted. Just keep me lifted. Like, even right now, pray. Like, open your mouth, talk to the Lord, and pray for me. Like, for real. So many times we say, like, yeah, man, you're in my prayers, and no, you ain't. No, you ain't. You don't ever pray for people that you say you're gonna pray for. Who am I talking to? I don't know who I'm talking to. But y'all know how it is. Oh, man, you in my prayers. Oh, man, you know, you definitely be praying for you, man. No, you ain't. Stop lying. For real. So, anywho, if you think that this video comes off as self-righteous, then you don't have an ear to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is speaking to the church. Because there's nothing self-righteous about this video. I am righteous, but it's not because of my works and what I do. It's because of everything that Jesus has done. And so just because someone is calling you to a place of growth does not mean they think that they are better than you or that they have arrived. It just means God has given someone an eye to help you grow in your spiritual life. So anywho, man, I'm about to park this car. I'm at work, so God bless you all, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.